Hello and welcome. If you're new here, I'm Sally. I'm a yoga teacher, mentor and therapist who is currently converting this medium wheelbase Sprinter to be my home on wheels so that I can lead a modern yogic life away from this crazy society. Now, if you have been following my journey, you will know that I am currently doing the ceiling and I'm using a fabric on the ceiling, which is inspired by my time in India. I'm absolutely in love with this fabric. If you watched the previous video, you'll know that I've just tacked it up temporarily with drawing pins for now. And I was umming and ahhing about whether to attach it with spray adhesive, like I did with the stretch carpet, or to staple it. Those were the two options I was talking about in the last video. I'm not going to use the spray adhesive. I know from my experience with the stretch carpet that it can be really messy and it makes me swear a lot. So we're going to avoid the spray adhesive. What I'm going to do is staple all the way along the edges. And then, rather than just using drawing pins, I'm going to use Upholstery Tacks to then pin up the center. I'm not going to do that quite yet because I'm going to have some overhead cupboards. So they need to be in place before I know where to pin. So I'm just going to staple the sides for now. I'm going to document it because I don't think there's many people out there using fabric on their ceiling. Maybe there's a good reason why they're not, I don't know. But I thought it might be useful to some people. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just documenting how I'm doing it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to waterproof the fabric because I'm going to be cooking in the van. It will protect it from steam and oil droplets in the steam, which could then go onto the fabric. I've got some Scotchgard for this, some heavy duty Scotchgard, like the same kind of stuff that you use on tents. I've been talking with ChatGPT about this and he says, I don't know why I call him he, I do. He's a he to me. He says that will protect it and it won't ruin the fabric. I'm going to obviously do a little patch test first of all and make sure that it's okay. And that should work. Fingers crossed. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the fabric down from the ceiling. I'm going to find somewhere to lay it out flat, which is not going to be easy because we have 2 dogs and 2 cats, and anything you lay out on the floor like that is to them an invitation to lay on it. So that's going to be interesting. Let's see how we get on. Okay, so this is my animal-proof solution. I've hung it on the line. Hopefully this is going to work. This is the spray that I'm using. It is heavy duty water shield Scotchgard. So you can see it's got a tent on there. It's the kind of waterproofing that you normally use for tents. So I am gonna do like a little just patch test first of all and check that it's okay. Talking with ChatGPT, he says 2 coats and leave like 2 to 4 hours in between each coat, and to spray from around 20 to 30 centimeters away and with nice big sweeping motions. So let's do a little patch test and check that it's okay. Seems to be okay. let's go for it. God, I can see why they say not to spray the stuff inside. It absolutely stinks. So yeah, well ventilated area. Whew. Ugh, that really gets down the back of your throat. Okay, time to leave it to dry for a few hours. I'm going to go off and do some other bits and pieces, and yeah, then I'll come back and give it another coat. That's 2 coats done now. So I'm going to leave it for at least 24 hours. It's going to be longer than that anyway, because we've got a bit to finish off on the ceiling, which is just over the door. So that's going to be tomorrow's task. For now, time to go and have an alcohol-free beer. Before I can put the fabric up, we've got to finish this bit here. So you can see that the plywood only comes up to here at the moment. And what I've done is I've scribed the shape of this edge here and made a template from cardboard. I will put a link in the description about how to scribe. Like there's a video which I watched which was really good, just a YouTube short. I'm going to document doing this bit above the door as well, because I know it's like a really fiddly bit and people solve it in all kinds of different ways. This is how I'm solving it. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this bit of plywood before I put it up. We're going to cut it, I'm going to paint it the same colour as the walls, the same colour as the coving. And then the fabric is just going to run up to here. So it's in line with here running along here. And I'm going to put some wooden trim along the edge there. Because I just thought it's going to be really fiddly to try and cut the fabric around that really awkward shape around the door. And I wasn't sure how then I was going to edge it. I'm going to just paint it so it kind of blends in a little bit with the coving. That's the idea. Yeah.
So it's a matter of figuring out where we're going to fix it.
It doesn't really have to have that many fixing points, I don't think, because it's only a light bit of wood.
So those 2 points are obvious points. Well, yeah, or that beam. There's nothing in that beam, is there?
No.
No wiring. And I think that'll almost be enough. Once it's held here, and I don't know if there's anything at that end. Might need something in here just to stop it flapping around. But that could just be a piece of wood, just so they stay level.
What we're going to do is we're going to screw into these struts that go across. So one here, and then one at the other end. And then we're also just putting a couple of bits of batten here at the end and another bit here in the centre, just to make sure that they sit snugly together, the 2 pieces of ply. Right. Yeah. beautiful. Now this bit is in place. The fabric is going to run over about 1.5 centimeters or so over the edge of here. And then I'm going to use some, what's it called, moulding along the edge here, like a wooden trim. So I've got a few different pieces which I'm looking at using. Haven't decided yet, but whichever one I end up using, that's going to be stained like a dark wood. And then that's going to run all the way along here, hiding that edge. And then obviously we've used these decorative screw caps here where they are seen. It's rough and ready like everything else on this van, but it solves it. And I've been thinking about how I'm going to solve this bit by the door for a while. So that's that bit of the ceiling up. We're still waiting for a stapler. My dad's ordered an electric stapler from Temu. Still not sure how I feel about Temu. But that should be here in the next couple of days, and then I'm going to get the fabric up. It is actually many days later. In fact, I think it might even be about a week later than when I last filmed. And I still haven't got the fabric up on the ceiling. That's the pace at which this build goes. We are now over 2 years in. 2 years and 2 months or something like that, almost. That's the way it goes. That's the way life goes. Today, I'm going to get that fabric up on the ceiling. The electric stapler has arrived, a new toy to play with, and I believe my mum is going to lend a hand today. First of all, I need to trim the stretch carpet here at the back. So let's get that done. $122. There it's 123. 123.24. I have to work out how I'm going to cut that. Let's measure the length. 3 meters 20. Yeah, more or less 3 meters 20. So 3 meters 20 I'm happy to cut now because it's going underneath the headliner. So even if it's slightly out, it's not going to be seen. The width, yeah, I don't know whether to cut the material so it's going like that or straight up one side and going out at an angle the other side. That's what I need to figure out. That's what I need to work out. This isn't going to be as easy as I thought. Same as everything else. No doggies on the material, please. You're going to completely disregard that, I know. Oh, good girl. Good girl, darling. So I think the plan is to cut it a couple of centimeters wider than the widest point. So then as we go along and staple it, we can fold it under slightly and then hopefully keep the pattern straight on the ceiling. That's the idea. I'm so scared to cut this. To make things easier, I'm not going to cut at all down the sides. We're just going to fold under and staple. These are all the way down the centre, so we're going to pin down the centre of the ceiling and then work from there. Yeah, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. So do I even cut it to the right length then? There is quite a lot of scrap off the end there, so I might just cut a little bit off the end, and then we'll pin down the centre using that central pattern. Yeah, maybe draw a line down the centre of my ceiling. That might be a wise idea. I think I've got this worked out now. Okay, let's just double check the width. 122. So half of 122 is 61. 123 and a half. So 61.75, I think. Let's say there. We have our centre line all the way down the van now, which we can pin the material to. In theory, this is gonna work. I need to take these down. We'll cut around these as we go, I think is the easiest way, rather than trying to pre-measure. That's just gonna be a nightmare. Right, let's do this. That's it, all pinned up. That took longer than I thought maybe, but now that we've got it all pinned in place, it should be fairly straightforward to staple it up. Here we go. This is the brand new electric stapler, which my dad ordered from Temu. I've had a go with it and it's very easy to use, so let's have a go and see how we get on. So as close to the edge as possible, I reckon. You all right? Yeah. It's not going completely flat. Maybe it's the angle I'm holding it. Yeah, it's the angle. Okay, so it has to be directly. I can pull them out later if I need to. God, this is so much easier than gluing. Oh, God. We would have been in an absolute nightmare.
You all right then?
Yes.
Nothing I can do, is there?
Not really.
Call me if you want me.
Yeah, just come and admire it when it's done. Oh my God, I'm so glad I went with the stapler and not spray adhesive. That would have just been an absolute nightmare. So thank you to everyone who advised staples, including you, Nat. Yeah, much better idea. I don't think I would have survived the spray glue. Almost there, almost there! The electronic staplers, definitely worth having. So much easier when you're doing this many staples. it's all up. So I've stapled all the way along the edges. At the moment on the ceiling, we still just have, what they're called. I can't remember what they're called, my mind's gone blank. Tacks of some kind. My brain has stopped working. But I'm gonna replace them anyway with upholstery tacks. Probably in the same places as they are in now. And it still hangs down a little bit loosely in between, and I quite like that. Oh, got something in my eye. I quite like the way that it balloons. So running along the edge to finish it off, I'm thinking that I'm gonna use this moulding. It's just a plain beech wood, but I'm gonna stain it a teak colour because teak is the wood that they predominantly use for furniture in Asia, and that's what has inspired me with this ceiling and just the whole decor really. So that will run along the edge like that. Now obviously there's going to be cupboards along here, so this will run along the edge of the cupboards, and the same the other side. There's going to be floor to ceiling cupboards from here. This is the end of my bed here, so again that will just run along the edge of the cupboards. Oh, I can't believe this is done. Again, it's just taken longer than I could possibly have imagined. Everything. I just think, right, I'm just gonna get this done. And it takes me then months. No wonder I'm like 2 years and 2 months into this build. But that's how it goes, you know, that's how it goes with chronic fatigue, that's how it goes with not having much money. You just have to accept that things go slowly. They can still go, but they go slowly. And it's been a real lesson in patience and taking my time and being in the moment, not trying to be in the future too quickly. So it's all good, it's all good. We're on to the electrics next. I have been frying my brain by watching lots of YouTube videos and asking ChatGPT lots of questions. I'm on Facebook groups. I have a lovely, lovely, lovely guy called Ian who comes to my yoga classes, who is, what do you call it, electrical engineer. So he's going to just check that everything is okay. We'll be on to that very, very soon. Once that is out the way, I think that's going to be a weight off. It's just building furniture. Then I think, yeah, that'll be cool. Right, guys, let me just give you final. I bloody love it. Guys, if you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And if you want to continue following my journey, please hit subscribe and keep up to date with me finishing off this yoga bus and then taking it on the road. I'm looking forward to being able to spend lots of time out away from everything and a lot of time deepening my practice. This is going to give me the vehicle. I literally to do that. Okay, take care, folks. Mwah.